there's no trick. I mean, let's start at the beginning here, Craig. When I already mentioned the 68 trillion that's coming down
Yep.
the supposedly financial
Yep.
pipeline of the baby boomers.
Right.
I don't know if I mean, that's a big number, man.
Yep.
Please take it
Yep.
from there. Let's go. What's the first, what do we got to start thinking about here? The early chats about all this. Go ahead, please.
Well, I mean, one of the reasons why I thought I'd bring up inheritance as being one of the topics of discussions for this week. A lot of it has to deal with passing on basically wealth from one generation to the next. And there was a talk program that was actually highlighting one of the impacts of one of the celebrities. I can't even remember what the name of the celebrity basically said, I'm not gonna pass anything on to my kids. And the debate in that conversation was, well, is that fair? Why would you not pass anything on to your kids going to the next generation, or not want your kids to be engaged in? And sometimes we'll hear, and if I recall, Warren Buffett even made the comment about passing on wealth to his kids. He's like, my kids are going to have to earn their own, or they're not going to just inherit billions of dollars. And there's some admiration for that aspect of it, meaning at least they go out and earn their own, meaning that if the parents are there, they're able to provide a support and foundation. So the question that I typically I'm going to have with clients is basically, and have been having in many circumstances, is what's the purpose of the inheritance? So meaning, are you wanting to enrich your kids so they don't have to worry about it? Are you wanting to help them to understand that, all right, they're not going to get a big nugget at the end of the day, so they don't have to work? So what's the purpose of them to receive an inheritance later on down versus spending the money on them today so you can build that relationship with the kids and have a good solid legacy of what you've done with the kids, not what you've given to your kids, right? So when you talk about, in our earlier conversations, we were talking about my own kids. I kind of jokingly, I have so many kids, so I don't have to give so much money away.
How many do you have now for the new listeners?
I have 11 children.
Okay,
So the oldest is 20.
You
The
heard it from
oldest
the
is
guy.
all right. The oldest is being 24. The youngest is being 2. It should be 2 this coming April. And so that dynamic of, all right, what are the kids going to inherit if something happens to my wife and I? And the best thing that I can provide for them is them being able to support themselves. And if I'm able to go through and help them and guide them from one generation, or excuse me, from one step or one chapter in their lives to the next, going from, high school to college to graduate school if they choose, or from college to the workforce, being able to share with them my experiences and provide them with, all right, do you need a loan for this? Right? I'm not going to give it to you, but do you need a loan? Or what I do for my kids when we talk about education, every dollar that they earn towards their own education, I match $1. So this way, they're being very responsible on what's being spent and what degree they are seeking when they go to college, not just some degree that, well, what are the opportunities after college? It helps them to think a little more than just today. And then it allows them to be a little more responsible in how they are earning their funds and then how they are spending their dollars. And sometimes when they spend stuff on foolish things, I'm like, well, every dollar you just spent on, XYZ toy that's $2 you didn't apply towards college. Right. So I'm not going to, if my kids want to go out and buy an Xbox or something like that, I'm not going to match them dollar for dollar for the Xbox. Right. So then, like, if you want to buy it, okay, that's all. But from the perspective of, for every dollar you spent here, that's $2 that didn't go towards college, which means the dollar they would have put in the match I would have provided. And that would have provided them with a greater benefit longer term than playing a video game today for that instant gratification. So it does kind of an inherent objective of teaching the kids to look a little further on down the line and what do they need to do today to prepare for a little bit later on down the line. So,
all right, hold that thought, because we're going to come up on break here. And let me reset this thing, everybody, because I got something I want to add as well. Craig Stiles is here. We're talking about inheritance, giving, and receiving strategies I just wrote down. And what Craig was just describing with the compounding of his kids' savings and encouraging them to save We did a similar thing with our girls, everybody. We gave them the choice. Okay. They paid for their living, their apartment, wherever they wanted to live when they went to college. We paid for tuition, books, and all those other things. And so, and all the other incidentals like with that. And so you give kids choices, and that's what Craig was just talking about, and where we need to think about this stuff. It's like, those are great skills to teach our young people, and we need to do more of them. Okay. Right. Again, Craig Stiles, Inheritance, Giving and Receiving, Ameriprise. Lucky to have him. We're lucky to have him as our advisor. We'll be right back. Let's go over here, do that. So you heard music.
I did not hear music that time.
But you heard it on the front end.
So I could just imagine how this video recordings go.
Yeah.
So you heard music, but you heard it on the front end.
Crazy. It's just like, okay. That's why we hire people and have people that help us with tech, because all of this stuff, this whole setup we got in here.
Yep.
You've seen it 100 times. It's like, it gets a little bit complicated when you just got to pay people. I'm all about it. I'm going to do what I'm good at. Sandy's going to do what she's good at. You're going to do what you're good at. And then we just find the right people and put them all together. And then we can all just live a great life. Okay.
I know.
Get in mind, everybody. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Let's see if you hear it this time.
Let's get everybody in the right Twilight Zone.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Rod Serling. All right. The simplest way to connect with us is via our website, tommattshow.com, where you will find a redesigned, simpler page. Got those big blue buttons on there for all of those different carriers of the podcast. YouTube and our new presence, the buttons on the website are there as well, those big blue buttons. And I really hope everybody at least takes a gander over there. That's really easy. Just click on those. But the RFZ and Tom Matt Show are up and running. RFZs helped me learn how to become better at the YouTube thing. And it's been a process and it's been learning, but I'm down with it because we want to bring you the best content, however you want to receive it. All right. So our mission is to build an engaged society and team, and whatever social media, however you want to communicate, we're trying to make it easy for you because we want to make this show better and better. And so we want to build an engaged society and team. We want to